Hey guys, it's Keith with the Wednesday Night Crits again. I forgot my rear camera this week, so just forward-facing footage. Sorry. This is the A race, and there are 4 Elevate teammates who showed up out of a race of probably 8 starters, and so I know for sure they're going to be planning a lot of stuff, and right from the gun, Scott sets off pushing really hard, and he never starts races like this, so I know this is tactics and not just him working for himself. So I decide I'm going to let Scott go, just tire himself out, try and get in the way of their strategy there. But then his teammate bridges up to him, and 2 of them working together is also not great, but I'm still hesitant to follow it, and luckily Jose decides that he wants to go on and join them. So as we get a little closer, Jose makes contact with the leaders, and so Mario sits up and lets the gap kind of widen, because he knows that with 2 Elevate guys up there with Jose, they can work against him. But this puts me in a tough spot, because with our pack, I can't let Mario or the other Elevate guy be on the front, because they're going to slow pace and the gap is going to get too big. So I have to work on the front, but I also don't want to connect the 2 groups necessarily, because then I'm just opening up another counterattack. So we're just going to keep them on a short leash, kind of bide time, and let the race wear on a little bit. And so after a few laps of doing that, I decide I'm going to attack around Robert and kind of use him for a block, and hopefully get away from the people behind me, which didn't work. They came along with me. I ended up catching the group, but I brought the entire pack with me, and so of course they're going to counterattack, which happens right now there on the left side of the screen. So a counterattack from Elevate, we'll let it go for now. That guy stays away for a few laps. No one's really chasing him, and so Mario here is kind of testing the waters and decides that he's going to set off and try and join up and get another one of those 2-on-1 situations going. So away they go. I think he kind of knows his other teammate up there is getting tired. So the Elevate guy right here and Robert have basically sat up and just started chatting. They decided they're not going to chase that down. And so I take advantage of their distraction and just, while they're talking, jump off to the left and try and get up with Mario and Jose so that I can be part of the group of leaders. And so I set off trying to follow the 2 of them. It takes several laps to catch up with them. Mario was pushing really, really hard and ended up riding Jose off his wheel. But so after several laps of super hard work, I catch the other Elevate guy who was up the field. He decides not to chase, so he's kind of pooped. But I catch Jose and I say, hey man, can you pull? I'm so tired. And I kind of look at the field and I realize Mario's super far ahead. So I say, let's not worry about Mario. Let's let him go. We just have to stay far enough ahead of the people behind us, and we've got 2nd and 3rd place in the bag. So we get a really good rhythm going. We're taking our pulls, and the race goes on like that for a while, until we get to about 5 laps to go, and I decide it's time, we're not going to catch Mario, but I don't want to get 3rd place, so I need to find a way to get 2nd. So I decide with about 5 laps to go, I'm going to start attacking Jose, because it might take a couple of attacks until I can really get away from him. So we hit this headwind on the finishing straight, I jump across the road and go for it, and it just took that one, and I ended up getting him off my wheel. So I spent the rest of the race, far enough away from Jose where I didn't have to worry about him, but also not even close to Mario. So I'm just in no man's land, but in a good spot for 2nd. Everything was going well. At one point here, this massive gust caught my front wheel and almost took me out. But I ended up crossing the finish line 2nd, so not bad for an A race. So the B race got off to an interesting start because we were still taking the podium picture for the A race, and they went ahead and started the B race. So they let me start a lap late, and I decided I'm going to wait till the last group passes before I join. I don't want to give myself any unfair advantage, and I don't want to get hit. So it takes me several laps to get back with that tailing group and then work my way up back towards the front. So it's just several laps of hard work. But check out this guy with this vintage Cannondale, Spinergy wheels, old crankset, and old look pedals. That's a pretty cool kit. So I'm working my way up, and it takes a few laps of just kind of, surfing wheels and finding opportunities to move up. But the field is super split from the beginning, so I'm just trying to get back to those leaders. So I'm with the lead group now. There's a guy who's been off the front solo for a little bit, and the groups are just starting to come together. And so we've got another vintage steel frame on the left there. And so as they start to join that leader, I decide that I'm going to launch a counterattack when the moment's right, and basically set off on a mock breakaway, knowing that Jesse is smart enough not to chase me down, and that hopefully he'll try and make everyone else work hard to do the chasing, which means that if I can orchestrate getting caught towards the end of the race, they'll all be extra tired, and Jesse should be fresh and has a much better chance at winning in a pack sprint situation. The trick there is that I cannot win, because if I win, that would be 5 podiums for me in this B race, and the rule is that if you're on the podium 5 times, you're not allowed to do the B race anymore. You have to only do the A race. And so I tried kind of soft pedaling for a lap at a time, sitting up for a little bit, just taking it easy. But it felt like whenever I would do that, they'd get a little bit closer, but then they'd kind of abandon the chase. And so with just a handful of laps to go, I decided I don't want to do anything tacky, like just completely sit up. But this late in the race, and with as far as they are behind me, my only option really is just to follow through on it. So I end up crossing the line first, which means there's no more B races for me. I'm banned from the B race, which is just fine. I'll be doing the A races only, and I can focus on that from now on. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I will see everyone next week. Bye.